Bon après-midi et bienvenue à la salle Gérard Philippe du lycée Rodin. Nous sommes très heureuses de vous accueillir cet après-midi pour un spectacle de l'English Drama Club qui s'intitule Views from Venus and Mars. Et vous aurez donc deviné qu'il s'agit d'explorer les relations entre hommes et femmes à travers des grands textes de la littérature anglo-saxonne du XVIIe siècle à nos jours.
Alors un petit peu d'histoire maintenant pour tout le monde. Le English Drama Club n'aurait pas pu voir le jour sans l'expérience menée l'année dernière, qui était une activité théâtrale menée sur 4 classes de seconde, et que ce Drama Club est né après cette expérience, et ça a permis à 12 élèves de s'impliquer dans une expérience toute nouvelle et passionnante.
Voilà, alors nous espérons que ce spectacle permettra à d'autres élèves de s'impliquer l'an prochain, parce que ce Drama Club est là pour durer, on l'espérons en tout cas. Nous tenons à rendre hommage à ces 12 élèves qui ont fait partie de ce projet avec enthousiasme, ont consacré du temps libre, ce qui est quand même assez rare de nos jours, à jouer pour vous, à s'entraîner pour pouvoir jouer pour vous ce soir. Nous voulons rendre hommage aussi à Monsieur Toinet, toute la direction, la loge aussi, qui a eu à subir des répétitions nombreuses et tardives. Très patiente, Monsieur Firmin pour les éclairages et la sono, Thérèse pour les costumes et le maquillage, et bien entendu Chimel pour la mise en scène. Voilà, merci et
Long live the Drama Club.
et bon spectacle.
I love them.
But wait! What's that light in the window over there? It is east, and Juliet is the sun. Rise up, beautiful sun, and kill the jealous moon, who's already sick and pain, because you, Juliet, is more beautiful than she. It's my lady, it's my love. I wish she knew how much I love her. Look how she leaned her hand on her cheek. Oh, I wish I was a glove of that hand, so that I could touch that cheek.
Oh my.
She speaks? Oh, speak again, bright angel. You shine above me like a winged messenger from heaven.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo. Why do you have to be Romeo? Forget about your father and change your name. Or else, if you won't change your name, just swear you love me and I will stop being a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak now?
It is only your name that is my enemy. The thing we call a rose would smell just as sweet if we called it by any other name. Oh, Romeo, lose your name, trade in your name, and take all of me in exchange.
I trust your words. Just call me your love, and I will take a new name. From now on, I will never be Romeo again.
Who are you? Why do you hide in darkness and listen to my private thought?
I hate my name, because it is an enemy to you.
I recognize the sound of your voice. Aren't you Romeo and the Montague?
I am neither of those since you dislike them.
How do you get in here? And why did you come? If any of my relatives find you here, they will kill you.
Your relatives are no obstacle.
If they see you, they will murder you.
Just look at me kindly, and I'm invincible against the hatred. The darkness will hide me from them. And if you don't love me, let them find me here. I would rather they kill me than have to live without your love.
The mask of night is on my face. Otherwise, you would see me blushing. But forget about good manners. Do you love me? I know you will say yes, and I will take your word. Oh, Romeo, if you really love me, say it truly. And trust me, gentlemen, I will prove more true than the girl who I hard to get.
Lady, I swear by the sacred moon above.
Do not swear. Although I take joy in you, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too sudden, too much like lightning.
Oh, will you leave me so unsatisfied? I would be satisfied if we made each other true promises of love.
My generosity is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more love I give you, the more I have. Madame! I hear some noise inside. Dear love, adieu. A minute, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true, stay little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night. Because it's dark out, I'm afraid all this is just a dream. Too sweet to be real. Leaving you is 1,000 times worse than being near you.
Madame! Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I will say good night until tonight becomes tomorrow.
I have to make it clear to you that the world lost a great deal too when I lost my son last summer. You would have liked my son. He would have been charmed by you. My son, Sebastian, was not a family snob. I'm a snob, but he was a snob. Or what? He was a snob about personal charm. He insists on good looks in people around him. And oh, he have a perfect little court of young and beautiful people around him, always, wherever he was, here in New Orleans, or New York, or Paris and Venice.
Your son was young, Mrs. Venable?
Both of us were young, and stay young, Doctor.
Could I see a photograph of your son, Mrs. Venable?
Yes, indeed you could. I'm glad that you asked to see one. I'm not going to show you one photograph, but two. Here, these two pictures were taken 20 years apart. Now, which is the older one, Doctor?
This photograph is son.
The photograph looks older, but not the subject. It takes character to refuse to go old. It calls for discipline, abstention.
Mrs. Venable, did your son have a... Well, what kind of a private, well, personal...
That's the question I wanted you to ask me.
Why?
I haven't heard the girl's story, except indirectly. But it's a hideous attack to my son's moral character, which, being dead, he can't defend himself from. I have to be the defender! Now, sit down. Listen to me. My son, Sebastian, was chased.
Chastity? At what age was your son last summer?
40, maybe. We really didn't count birthdays.
He lived a celibate life?
Strictly. This sounds like vanity, Doctor. But really, I was actually the only one in his life that satisfied the demand he made of people. Time after time, he would let people go, dismiss them because their attitude toward him was
Not as pure as...
my son Sebastian demand. We were a famous couple. People didn't speak of Sebastian and his mother, or Mrs. Venable and her son. They said, Sebastian and Violet. Violet and Sebastian are staying at the Lido. That's the Ritz in Madrid. Every time we appeared, attention was centered on us. Everyone else, eclipse. Vanity? Oh no, Doctor, you can't call it that.
I didn't call it that.
It wasn't folie de grandeur. It was grandeur.
I see.
My son, Sebastian and I, constructed our days, each day, like a piece of sculpture. Yes, we left behind us a trail of days like a gallery of sculpture. But, last summer, I can't forgive him for it. Not even now that he's paid for it with his life. He let in this vandal, this
The girl
that you're going to meet here this afternoon. Yes. He let in this vandal and with a tongue is about smashing our legend, the memory of...
Mrs. Venable, what do you think is her reason?
Lunatics don't have reason. She babbles. Even at the Cabeza de Lobos, they couldn't shut her up. She babbled. Even at the airport when she was flown down here, she babbled a bit of a story before they could whisk her into an ambulance to St. Mary's Hospital.
Mrs. Venable, there is a good deal of risk in my brain operation. I can guarantee that a lobotomy would stop her babbling.
Good morning, Kate. For that your name I hear.
Is that what you've heard? Then you must be hard of hearing.
Liar. In fact, you call it Kate. Learned Kate and pretty Kate. And sometimes Kate the shrew. But it's definitely Kate. The greatest Kate in the world. Kitty, Kitty, the skater, Catwoman. And so, Kate, having heard your charming disposition, known to mention your beauty and your virtues, I find myself moved to propose. I want you for my wife.
Moved? Really? Latimo moved you here. We'll move you back again for you are immovable.
Why? What's immovable?
A nice chair.
You're right, actually. Come, sit.
Pass off. Pass out.
Come on, my little wife. You're too angry.
Find a wife to look out for my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
True, if a fool like you could find it.
Everyone knows where was for his sting in its tail.
Now it's in his tongue. I'm leaving.
No, with my tongue in your tail. Come, guys. Good Kate. I am a gentleman.
A gentleman? We'll see about that.
Kate, I swear I will smack if you strike again. But you will be my hand.
Your cock is not for me.
You won't get away like that.
Let me go. I'll make you angry if I stay.
No, not a bit. I find you quite gentle. I was told that you are violent and proud. But now I see that you are funny, playful, beautiful behaved, as sweet as flower in springtime. Why does the world report that Kate is lame? The world is a liar. Let me see you all. You're not lame at all.
Get out of here, fool, and give orders to your servants, not me.
I intend to keep myself warm, sweet Catherine, in your bed. Your father has consented for you to become my wife. Whether you like it or no, I will marry. I'm the man who was born to tame you and change you from a weak cat Kate into a gentle and domestic Kate.
was telling me on this. She said to me, she said, "Mother, mother, everybody drinks wine now. Mother, have a glass of Frizzly." Kids. They know everything, don't they? Our Melandra was going through a slightly intellectual phase at the time. You know her. And her maid, Sharon Lewis.
You know, the pair of them stopped going down the clubs and started hanging out in that bistro all the time.
All the time.
You know, where the artists go. You know, the two of them sit at the table for hours. And all you'd hear from the pair of them was, "It was great, it was brilliant last night."
It was more than brilliant. It was mega brilliant.
Yeah, it was double fab, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mind you, I do miss them, the kids. I'm an Androshes affair with Sharon Louise now, and her brains have been in squat. I said to him, I said, "Brian, if you're gonna live in a squat, son, couldn't you paint something nice?"
Whoa, God, look at the time. What am I doing sitting here talking and he being for his tea? Won't he? And what's he like, my filler? Well, he likes everything to be as it's always been. If the plate isn't landing on the table, as his foot is landing on the mat, there's trouble. I've given up arguing. I said to him once, I said, "Listen, Joe,
Listen, Joe.
if your tea isn't on the table every night, it doesn't mean that the world's collapsed, you know. All it means, Joe, is that one of the billion of the human on this planet has to eat his tea at a different time." Well, I could have been talking to you. Couldn't I, Will?
Charming day it has been, Miss Fairfax. Pray, don't talk to me about the weather. Whenever people talk to me about the weather, I always feel quite certain that they mean something else. And that makes me so nervous. I do mean something else. I thought so. In fact, I am never wrong. And I would like to take advantage of Lady Bracknell's temporary absence. I certainly advise you to do so. Mama has such a way of coming back suddenly into a room. Gwendoline, ever since I met you, I've admired you more than any girl I've ever met since I met you.
Yes, I'm quite well aware of that fact. And I often wish that you had been more demonstrative. For me, you have always had an irresistible fascination. Even before I met you, I was far from indifferent to you. And my
ideal has always been to love someone by the name of Ernest. I knew I was destined to love you.
You really love me, Gwendoline?
Passionately. You don't know how happy you've made me. My own Ernest. But you don't really mean that you couldn't love me if my name wasn't Ernest? But your name is Ernest. Yes, I know it is, but I don't think the name suits me at all. It suits you perfectly. It's a divine name. It has music of its own. It produces vibrations. I think Jack, a charming name. Jack? Jack. No. There's very little music in the name Jack. It does not feel. It produces absolutely no vibrations. The only really safe name is Ernest. Well, I must get christened at once. Oh, I mean, we must get married at once. There is no time to be lost. Married, Mr. Worthing? Well, you know that I love you, and you led me to believe that you are far from indifferent to me. I adore you, but nothing has been said at all about marriage. You haven't proposed to me yet. Well, may I propose to you now? I think it would be an admirable opportunity. And to spare you any possible disappointment, Mr. Worthing, I think it only fair to tell you quite frankly beforehand that I'm fully determined to accept you. Gwendoline? Yes, Mr. Worthing? What have you got to say to me? You know what I've got to say to you. Yes, but you don't say it. Gwendoline, will you marry me? Of course I will, darling. How long have you been about it? I'm afraid you have had very little experience in how to propose. Gwendoline, I've never loved anyone in the world but you. Yes, I know. But men often propose for practice. All my girlfriends tell me so. What wonderful blue eyes you have, Ernest.
Mr. Worthing! Why, sir, from your semi-recommend posture.
Mama,
It is most indecorous.
I must beg you to retire. Mr. Worthing has not quite finished yet.
Finish what? May I ask?
I'm engaged to Mr. Worthing, Mama.
Pardon me, you are not engaged to anyone. When you do become engaged to someone, I, or your father, will inform you of the fact. Gwendoline, wait for me below in the carriage.
Mama.
In the carriage, Gwendoline!
Well, it's over and done with. And now I can go to bed at last without dreading tomorrow. Put out the lights, Eliza. And tell cook not to make coffee for me in the morning. I will take tea. What the devil have I done with my slippers?
There are your slippers. And there, take your slippers.
What on earth? What's the matter? Anything wrong?
Nothing wrong with you. I've won your bet for you, haven't I? That's enough for you. I don't matter, I suppose.
You won my bet! You presumptuous insect! I won it!
I would like to kill you, you selfish brute. Why didn't you leave me where you picked me out of in the gutter?
Oh, the creature is nervous after all. Close in, you cat. Sit down and be quiet.
What's to become of me? What's to become of me?
What does it matter what becomes of you?
You don't care. I know you don't care. You wouldn't care if I was dead. I'm nothing to you.
May I ask you whether you complain of your treatment here?
No.
Has anybody behaved badly to you?
No.
I suppose you don't pretend that I have treated you badly.
No.
I'm glad to hear that. Perhaps you're tired after the strain of the jail. Will you have a glass of champagne?
No, thank you.
I suppose it was natural for you to be anxious about the garden party. But that's all over now. There's nothing more to worry about.
No, nothing more for you to worry about. Oh, God, I wish I was dead.
Why? In heaven's name, why? Listen to me, Liza. All this irritation is purely subjective. It's only imagination. Nobody's hurting you, nothing's wrong. Now you go to bed like a good girl, have a little cry, and say your prayers.
I had your prayers. Thank God it's all over.
What? Don't you thank God it's all over? Now you are free and can do what you like.
What am I fit for? What have you left me fit for? Where am I to go? What am I to do? What's to become of me? I sold flowers. I didn't sell myself. Now you've made a lady of me. I'm not fit to sell anything else. I wish you had left me where you found me.
Gentlemen and friends, I thank you for coming. I know you expected to dine with me today, but as it happens, I'm going away. So let me take my leave.
You're not thinking of leaving tonight, surely?
Not tonight, today. If you knew my business, you would urge me to go rather than stay.
Please stay till after dinner.
It may not be.
As a favor to me?
It cannot be.
As a favor to me?
I am content.
Are you content to stay?
I'm content to ask you so nicely, but I won't stay.
Now, if you love me, stay.
A servant, get my horse.
God, may I never see the day I let someone treat me like that.
Girls, girls, stop rolling your eyes. I realize now that your husband is your lord, your king, your governor. This mars your reputation, and in no sense is it fitting or attractive. An angry woman is like a troubled fountain, muddy, unpleasant, lacking in beauty, and in this condition, no one, however thirsty, will deign to touch one drop of it. Your husband is your lord, your life, your head, your keeper, your head, your sovereign, someone who cares for you, and who, for your comfort, commits his body to painful labor, to watch the night in storm, the day in cold, where you lie warm at home, secure and safe. And in exchange, he wants no more from you, but love, fair looks, and true obedience. I am ashamed that women are so foolish that they offer war when they should need for peace, that they seek authority, supremacy, and power when they are bound to serve, love, and obey.
What a foolish loyalty is this?
Behavior starts to change.
Oh, yeah. But I don't hate men. I'm not feminist. Not like Jane. Jane is a feminist. Well, she likes to think she is. You know, she is cosmopolitan and says that all men are potential rapists. Even the Pope. She divorced her husband, you know. Apparently, she came back from work one morning and found him in bed with the milkman. With the milkman. Honest to God, yeah. Well, apparently, from that day forward, Jane was a feminist. And I noticed she doesn't take milk in her tea.
I haven't known Jane all that long, but she's great. She's going to Greece for 4 nights. Next month she's going. God, what will I do for 2 weeks? She's the one who keeps me sane. Jane's the only one I ever talk to, apart from the wolf.
You know what she said to me? I want you to come with me. Yeah, well, imagine the face on him if he had to look after himself for 2 weeks. Hey, why not go to Greece after all? Shall I? What? Yeah, let's go. pas été possible.
Merci.
Chimel, say something.
Et Chimel,